Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala thumma amma ba'd. As I mentioned, inshallah, I will be discussing Surah Al-Asr throughout the whole entire month of Ramadan after Asr prayer. Surah Al-Asr and Asr prayer. And we will study the components that are found in Surah Al-Asr. Surah Al-Asr, let me begin by reciting it. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. A very quick translation, or at least the meaning of the surah. والعصر, by the fleeting time, by the passing of time. إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ, verily man is at loss. Or as my Shaykh Dr. Israr Ahmad would say, verily man is doomed. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Except those who believe, do good deeds, enjoin one another to the truth, and exhort one another to patience and perseverance. Just very few preliminary points regarding this great surah. This is one of the shortest surahs of the entire Qur'an. It's only 3 ayat in length, and there are 2 other surahs that are 3 ayat in length. This is indeed one of the earliest revelations revealed in Mecca. And it is most profound and most comprehensive regarding the subject of salvation. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about salvation. وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. Man is doomed. Man is at loss. Except, meaning salvation is dependent on iman, amal salih, tawasi bil haqq, and tawasi bil sabr. How important was this surah to the Sahaba? This surah was so profound and so important. Sahaba's companions, whenever they were together, they did not depart from one another until one of the companions recited Surah Al-Asr to his companion, and in return, the other companion recites Surah Al-Asr back to him. Now, why is that? Why is it so important? Because it reminds us about salvation. It reminds us about the real success, the success of the hereafter. Imam Shafi'i, one of the greatest fuqaha, regarding this surah said, لو لم ينزل سواها من القرآن لكفت الناس. He categorically said, had there been nothing revealed of the whole entire Qur'an except Surah Al-Asr, it would have been sufficient for the salvation of mankind. That's all what people need to know. وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. This surah occupies the same position as Surah Al-Ikhlas in regards to Tawheed. The topmost profound surah and the whole entire Qur'an regarding Tawheed is Surah Al-Ikhlas. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. You find Surah Al-Asr to occupy exactly the same position when it comes to the concept of salvation. What's most profound about this surah is the language of the surah. The words Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use are very simple and can be comprehended by any person. Even those who don't speak Arabic. You know how many Urdu speaking people we have in the world. Urdu speaking people who don't know Arabic can understand Surah Al-Asr directly. Wal Asr, you have that. Asr, time. Inna al-insana, insan. خسر خسران لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا إيمان وعملوا صالح عمل صالح. So one simple surah using Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala using simple language, yet it is so profound. It took, for example, Dr. Israr Ahmed, rahimahullah, 76 hours to explain this one surah. He delved deep into this great surah. So Imam Shafi'i is right. He says, had there been nothing revealed except from the Qur'an, except Surah Al-Asr, it would have been sufficient for the salvation of mankind. All these three ayat, wal asr is one ayah. You have to become accustomed to the style of the Qur'an. An ayah is not a sentence. It need not be a complete sentence. It could be a word, or it could be two letters. One letter will not constitute an ayah. Hamim, one ayah. Wal asr, one ayah. Inna al-insana lafi khusr, one ayah. But if you take them together, all three ayat together, they make only one sentence. At most, maybe two. Wal asr. Wal asr by itself, what does it mean? Nothing. Wal asr. Jumla or kalima غير مفيدة. Inna al-insana lafi, you may say, wal asri inna al-insana lafi khusr. Okay, I'm swearing by the time, and I'm giving you the news that man is at loss. But then the istithna, the what do you call it? What comes next is the exception. The exception is that except those who believe and do good deeds and enjoin one another to the truth and enjoin one another to steadfastness. Now, since this subject is talking about the concept of success and salvation, what is our understanding as human beings inhabiting this world of success? What is our understanding of success? If you ask any person, or any Muslim for that matter, he will tell you, oh, to be successful is to accumulate wealth, to become famous, to have a degree, to have a good job, to have this, to have that, and then you are successful. This is our understanding, limited, perverted understanding of success. If this is so, what happened to Fir'aun? What happened to Qarun and his wealth that he amassed? What happened to Abu Jahl? No. This surah tells us that success depends on something else. Success depends on Iman, on Amal al-Salih, on Tawasi bil-Haq, and Tawasi bil-Sabr. Now, to acknowledge this fact is one thing, but to implement it, to act on it, to really pursue salvation and success is very difficult, is extremely difficult. So for this reason, now you understand why the Sahaba used to recite to each other Surah Al-Asr, to remind each other of the real success and salvation. Not this world, but the hereafter. And this surah that talks about those four components, Iman, Amal al-Salih, Tawasi bil-Haq, and Tawasi bil-Sabr. All four components have to be taken together as one organic whole to attain salvation. If you have Iman without Amal al-Salih, there's no salvation for you. If you have Iman and Amal al-Salih without standing up for the truth and speaking against injustice and struggling to implement and uphold the truth, there's no salvation for you. At the same time, if you do all three without being steadfast and persevering in the face of all persecution, there is no salvation to anyone. All four has to be taken together. Not one, not two, not three, but all four, an organic whole. This is why Imam al-Razi, rahimahullah, in his comment about this surah, he says, "I'lamu, do know, inna fi hadhihi al-ayati wa'idun shadid." There is a great threatening in this surah. that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed. وَذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ حَكَمَ عَلَى الْخِصَارِ لِجَمِيعِ النَّاسِ. And that is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed loss to all humanity. إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. Inclusive. All human beings, all people are doomed on the day of judgment. وَأَنَّ النَّجَاةَ مُعَلَّقَةٌ بمجموع هذه الأشياء الأربعة: الإيمان والعمل الصالح والتواصي بالحق والتواصي بالصبر. And he says, وَدَلَّ, and Allah proved that najat, salvation, if you want to save yourself from doom, is dependent on all these four things. Al-Iman, to have faith; Al-Amal al-Salih, to do the good deeds; At-Tawasi bil-Haq; and At-Tawasi bis-Sabr. So all those four categories are together. All those four components have to be taken together in order to attain salvation. Inshallah ta'ala, I will go over. What I will do is, this is, as again Dr. Israr rahimahullah described, as the bud of a flower. And when you have a bud, the leaves, you don't see the leaves yet because it's still closed. But then when it opens up, then you can see the beauty of that flower. So what we will do, inshallah ta'ala, in the next few lessons, the beauty of Surah Al-Asr by referring to sections from the Qur'an that describe all these four. Right now, it talks about Iman. What is Iman? It talks about Amal Salih. What is Amal Salih? How do you define it? Is it only Salah? What is Tawasi bil-Haq? What are you talking about? And what is Tawasi bil-Sabr? So, inshallah, tomorrow I will continue with Ayatul Birr, ayah number 177, that kind of give us an idea as to what Iman, Amal Salih, Tawasi bil-Haq, and Tawasi bil-Sabr is like. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.